Right now.
Right now.
Right now.
Right now.
Right now.
Because it's time to write now. Welcome to another daily writing motivation stream. Today, we're going to be doing not one, not two, but three solid writing sprints as we're trying to start off the week strong and hopefully make our progress on some writing. For those of you who are used to the community, welcome. I'm Kaufman. I'm on a mission to solve all the writing problems with the world by putting a dragon on it. Yep, that is me as I write about crazy scarecrows and pixies and crows in my fantasy novel. So come join us because we're starting right now. So for those of you who show up on Mondays, sometimes I do Monday update streams. I don't have too many updates this week, so we're just going to focus instead on writing. Last night, I was thinking, I've been progressing through this current chapter a little slower than I would like, and the ideas suddenly start coming to me, and I'm like, okay, yes, I know how I'm going to solve the problem of this chapter. One of the best things when you're trying to think through a problem and it comes to you. So you guys can see, I already have my screen stuff set up here. And yeah, so we're going to get some writing done today. I'm trying to think of if I do have any minor updates. I'll think on it. We'll hang out on the break. So make sure if you want to just check in on your writing, you want to chat, you kind of want to catch up, stick around for the breaks. We'll kind of talk through our writing progress and I'll let you know if there's any updates that come to mind. I made a couple minor tweaks to the Discord. So for those of our Discord members, I'm realizing that my mic is over here, so we'll see whether you're actually able to hear any of that. But for any of our Discord members, I might have some minor updates, but nothing crazy. So super excited. I want to get some writing done, and yeah, trying to hit my 70,000 word count goal in February. So that's my goal. I would love to hear, what is your goal for February? Or maybe it's, what is your goal for the week? Do you have a specific goal that you're trying to achieve this week? You're like, all right, I just need to write twice. Or maybe you're like, I want to write 5,000 words. Or maybe you're like, hey, I just want to finish a chapter. Goals are different for everyone. Drop your goals. I would love to hear about them. And by the way, Bobby, welcome. Calvin in the house. Jody, great to see you back, my friend. Hope the writing is treating you well. ML, what's up? Stephanie, welcome back to the stream. I hope your writing is going well as also. I know we had a great time when we were all streaming with our AuthorTube marathon last month. So it's always good to see some fellow AuthorTubers here in the chat. Let's see, like my goal for the week is to finish my short story. Ooh, that's exciting. I know there's a lot of contests and projects coming up, which are very cool. I'd love to hear, Stephanie, if you're planning on submitting that to a contest, or are you planning on publishing it through like your own anthology? That'd be really cool to hear. Let's see, Calvin, I want to finish a few chapters for Storm 2 Nox Infinita. Oh, that's cool. It's actually a really cool name. That's a really cool name, actually. I'm intrigued. I am intrigued, good sir. All right, so we'll check in a little bit more on the break. We're going to start off with one easy writing sprint. We're going to start off with our 25 minutes. Let's push. It's Monday, so let's start off on the right note. I have some great ideas for Scarecrow for this chapter, so I just want to get into it, and I am all ready. All right, and so come join us, whether you are brainstorming, writing, editing, author branding, developing. That's all part of the process. Come join us because it's time to write now. All right. Writing sprint number 1 complete. Wow. I was like, okay, I think I'm vibing. I think I'm vibing so far. I was like, I almost got through the review of that last bit, but I'm about to go into an interesting chapter with Scarecrow. For those of you who don't know, Scarecrow is a dark fantasy action adventure story about a scarecrow who wakes up in a post-apocalyptic land with no memory and travels through these crazy adventures, being forced to confront and stop the first demon and help the inhabitants of the lands who are losing their memories. So he's currently traveling with a pixie and Mr. Crow, the eccentric Mr. Crow, as they are trying to get to the next part. They're trying to figure out how to get to the graveyard of the last. So far, they just dealt with a bunch of mind controlling plants who worshipped the moon. They culted the moon. And now we are about to have them encounter a. I've gone through this and I've like revised the version for this, but now they're about to counter a type of a Dr. Frankenstein like fox who's basically creates objects and gives them life. But the only way that these objects can sustain life is cannibalism. So they have to consume energy for these objects to remain living. So our heroes are about to be trapped and confront the village of inanimate cannibals. So that's fun. That's what that's what I'm doing. And I had some really cool ideas. I would love to hear down in the chat. Have you had any really cool ideas for your stories lately? I feel like I always get so motivated by hearing other people's stories that it's always so cool. I feel like I've been making some. I'm gonna make some good progress. I'm feeling pretty good about this. And I saw a couple more writers hop in. Laura, great to see you in here, my friend. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Laura is super awesome. And I know Laura's going to be joining us for an upcoming event. So you'll get to see a little bit more of Laura in the community. Laura's super excited for what we have coming up. Very, very stoked for that. Mary, welcome, welcome, friend. Hope all is well. Calvin, you're like, only a couple hundred words. Nice. Still getting some progress. Like, that's not too bad at all, right? Especially for a first writing sprint. We're kind of just getting into the vibe. So I feel like it's always a nice start for the first sprint. So I was like, my first one, I felt pretty good about what I kind of got into. We'll up the time for the next sprint and really up the scale. Let's see. ML, I think you enjoy the chapters with Pebbles more. Pebble the Pixie. Do I enjoy the chapters with Pebble more? You know what's interesting, ML, is it's just such a different vibe. So the Last Scarecrow is broken up into 4 acts. I'm calling each section as a book. In the first act, book 1, is technically really just Scarecrow and Mr. Crow. And I had so much fun with it, but for a completely different reason. Like, it was a different vibe and a different part of the journey. And I want each part of the story to feel like it's progressing, but I want it tonality to have its own tone, its own feel. Like, you're like, oh, this is like the next part of the journey, but the stakes are increased and we get more cool characters and more cool, crazy things are happening in this strange world. I know one of you guys have mentioned that the Last Scarecrow feels like the Wizard of Oz meets the never ending story told in a post-apocalyptic universe. So I think I just love every part of the world so much that regardless of what part I'm working on, I feel like I get to like now re-experience it, because I was working on the first part and Pebble doesn't show up till act 2. So now I'm like, I feel like I get to re-experience her. And I think Pebble's such a great character. Who doesn't love a pixie who doesn't remember how to fly? Like, I think that's hilarious. Rachel, welcome back, my friends. And for those of you who don't know, I'm actually going to be on Rachel's stream this Wednesday. We'll have to post the link somewhere, Rachel. I'll probably throw it up on socials when I get the link. But Rachel's actually going to be helping me with the blurb for Last Scarecrow. Rachel's like a pro when it comes to blurb. So I put myself up as the victim to tear apart the Last Scarecrow blurb, and we'll see what crazy shenanigans we get into. So I'm going to be over on Rachel's channel on Wednesday, I think Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday morning. Like somewhere in my schedule. I just know it's on Wednesday. So okay, I'm planning a bunch of D&D one-shots and a chronicle for Werewolf in Paris, France. Ooh, that actually sounds super cool. That sounds really cool, actually. I've always been fascinated by D&D, but I've just never had like the right group or the right time frame to really be able to invest into learning the game. That's good. I love chapter titles. You guys know I'm like with my stories, every chapter for me has to have a title. I love chapter titles. I think chapter titles are an excellent way to hook the reader into your next chapter. And that's something I grew up with my favorite stories. And that's something I always want to bring with my storytelling. Let's see, guys. Check. I'm outlining a comic book that deals with unreliable memories and jumps to different POVs. Ooh, that's exciting. Comic books are fun. We actually have some really good, we have some good comic book writers and graphic novelists here in the community. Very, very cool. I've definitely worked on a couple of scripts before and helping writers with their scripts. It's such a different art form because you're really focused on panels and telling the narrative in a different trajectory. But I find it so fascinating. Brain, you're like writing a short for class. It's about a fracking spill in Ecuador that causes bioluminescent flora. Their rhizomatic structure is a series of vignettes. Well, that's kind of cool, actually. Bioluminescent flora. Wow, that sounds really intense, actually. Sounds really intense. I'd be curious to see how that evolves. Let's see. Ooh, I'm gonna live vicariously through the DM over here at Sako. I missed her. Yep. I know, Sako, we're all relying on you to be our well, I'm gonna live vicariously through you as well, through wishing that I was could play D&D. Let's see, Laura. Like yesterday, I wrote 2 flash fictions. One is a doomed romance between serial killers, because who doesn't love doomed romance between serial killers? Like, come on, people. Like, that's a great story. The other was a girl, little hellbent on revenge, transforming into a demon. Ooh, that's a fun twist. That is a very fun twist. I like that. Laura is always so awesome with her short stories. Yeah, that's really, really cool. Calvin, the coolest idea I had was the title. Oh, this is like some like shadowy like operatives type dynamic, like mercenaries in Ecuador, anarchist militants, a U.S. corporation, a hacktivist collective. This sounds like one of those like global like secret like spy action pieces. Like little girls are always so freaky creepy. I know, especially I always think of like I always think in horror movies, in thriller movies, when the little girl trope is done well and it's done to a creepy effect. Like, yeah, because it doesn't always work with animals as much, but it's because young children represent innocence. So when that is subverted and you have a young child who should represent innocence, but they are then twisted to represent something demonic or unnatural, it creates an unnerving vibe. I've always been a horror movie buff, and that's one that I always appreciated. And I was like, who doesn't love The Shining, a classic horror movie with those twin little girls. Let's see, like Jody, like feedback on final read through from editor. Nice. Yes, you're like, cheers, my friend. You're like final read through from the editor, making progress. You're like, we'll start to go through these later. I saw a lot of red on the first page when I restarted the beginning and feel too down to look. I'm so sorry to hear that. Something to keep in mind, Jody, is, and this is the way I look at revisions. I actually want, when I send my stuff into an editor, I want more red than possible. If I get a draft back and there's not that much red, I'm like, I don't think I'm that great of a writer. Like, I enjoy writing, but I'm like, there's probably a lot of mistakes, and I want my books to be as awesome as possible. So when I hire editors or when I do critiques, I'm like, go hard, be as harsh as possible. I want those white pages to be filled with red. I want to see a sea of red when I'm looking through the pages, because I love different subjective advice, because I'm the one who gets to choose. I'm like, yeah, maybe those things work, or maybe those things don't, because that doesn't match my style or what I'm really going for. So I think it's really just trying to keep in mind what your ultimate goal is, and that want to help make your stories as possible. Yes, for your stream, I was like, I volunteered as the tribute. Love it. Let's see. Rachel, I did finish coming up with the outline for the live today, so I feel more confident. Yes, and I know I have to get you the stuff. I'll probably get you that later today. That's what, on Wednesday? No, it'll probably be tomorrow. I'll be getting you that stuff tomorrow. Let's see. Graphic novelist. Yes, another novelist here. Let's see. For the stream time, I believe our stream is Wednesday, 11 a.m. Pacific. Yeah, that's 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. So very, very, very cool. All right. And I can tell we have some really, really cool ideas here in the chat. So let's see. Before we get into our next writing sprint, let's see, what should we focus on? Let's go follow and subscribe. If you're enjoying the stream, we're here every day with the Write Now community. 400 consecutive writing streams and counting. Mind blown. Can't believe that. 400 consecutive writing streams. Whether you're looking for author interviews, or critique stream, are these daily motivation streams. As you guys can see from the chat, we got writers of all genres in here, which is what the Write Now community, which is what it is. And that's what I love. I envisioned a place, a community where writers of all genres and all skill levels can come together, share their knowledge, and hopefully help each other stay motivated. So if you're looking for that vibe and you're not already a subscriber, smash that subscribe button. Or if you are already a subscriber, tap the share button, help us bring another writer to the community, and I appreciate you. All right, my friends. So we're going to be hopping back into it. Writing sprint number 2. Let's up the time. So I felt like 25 minutes. That was a good starting point. Let's see, how are we at on time? All right, so we'll go 30 minutes with this next one. And I feel good about that. We're going to go 30 minutes. I believe in us. We're going to get some work done on this one. All right. So I feel bummed.com about that. Let's up this. And good. Okay. So I am all ready. Whether you are brainstorming, writing, or editing, that's all part of the process, because it's time right now. All right. And that is writing sprint number 2. Congratulations. We made it through the second writing sprint. I think I felt pretty good that time. I was like, all right. How did I feel about that writing sprint? I think I do like the direction of this chapter. I just feel like it's adding more when I really want to be cutting down on word count. It seems to be the problem of this draft. I like want to cut down on words and then I keep adding more. I'm like, well, yeah, it's serving the story really well. Yeah, or I'm like almost at the hook of it. I'm like almost at the cliffhanger of the chapter. We're about to lead our heroes into the next trap and obstacle, which is gonna be really fun. Which is going to be really, really, really fun. So with this dynamic, with the setup for this cliffhanger, I really wanted to create this vibe where they just came out of this dealing with this crazy cult of flowers who worship the moon, right? Who was basically trying to turn them into plants. And Pebbles, the pixie, is saying that she knows where to go and that she led them to this house, or it's basically like a tree house. It's essentially a tree house that she's led them to. So they go up to this tree house, and the house itself is very homely. It's like very like comfortable vibe. There's like a little like flame fire in the middle of it, casting warm shadows, and they're kind of just like sitting there around the fire, and it just feels very warm and comforting. And as they're sitting there, like they're just entranced by this fire as Scarecrow's watching, and then he feels something like dripping on his shoulder, and he's not sure what it is, what the shoulder dripping is. And I like envision this scene where they're so entranced by what's going on with this fire that he's like listening to Mr. Crow's like murmurings in the background, assuming he's just been crazy. But he's about to turn and say that Mr. Crow is literally being swallowed alive by the pillows that he's sitting on. Pebble is actually being pulled into the fire itself, and he's about to look up and see that the bookshelf that he is leaning against is actually looking down at him and drilling on him with open mandibles of death. So that's a fun trap we're getting into. How did that writing sprint treat you guys? Were you able to get some words and some progress down that time? What was did you guys get any word count, idea, editing? It sounds like we've got a nice healthy mix today. I think in that sprint I did about just under 300 words on that sprint. So nothing crazy, but I still felt pretty good. Calvin, yes, it always cuts you off at the good parts. That's what happens with the writing sprints, right? You're like in the vibe, and then the writing, and then the timer goes off. I just a sign that we need to do longer writing sprints. That's really what it means. But it sounds like you're getting some good work done on your end, though, my friend. That's awesome. You're in luck. We're going to be doing another writing sprint, so you're absolutely in luck. Thanks for that. Like your story would be great as an animated movie. I completely agree. Scarecrow, I mean, because the Last Scarecrow is basically a world of anthropomorphic animals, creatures, and beasts. It really would work great as an animated film. It could work great as an animated series. I think either or could do well. The series would probably work better once more of the books are out, but I think as a film, it could definitely do well. Because it has that vibe. And I think after the books are published, if there was a future to be able to bring it to a different format, that would be incredible. But I think, like everything, right, it comes down to either you have to find a really good team to bring them to other formats, or you have to hire a team, right, depending on how you want to adapt into other formats. But I think Glass Scarecrow would work very well in an animated format because it's so fantastical. You have this story where the heroes is a scarecrow, an eccentric crow, and this kind of like very like aggressive pixie. going through this world of just these like crazy obstacles and things, and it's very fun. It's very fantastical. Like, made hubby breakfast before going to work and practice dinners for the next 3 nights. Nice. Getting all that house stuff done is always a huge plus. Like, then got into discussion about would Pachyopalosaurs vomit after eating too many raw coffee seeds? Great question. Yeah, I would not know that one. I was like, I don't even know what a Pachyopalosaur is. That's good, Jennifer. You're like, I proofread and I was able to flow into my next scene. It's naughty. Ooh, sounds like you're really upping that real spice level with the part that you're working on, Jenny. That's awesome. Awesome. Hey, what's up, Bobby? Let's see. And Penumbra, like, psychologically, they could, but would they act crazy like Kotsuken to raw coffee? That seems to be the challenge. This seems to be the tipping question, doesn't it? Oh man. Yeah, so overall I think I feel pretty good about where we're at right now. Let's see, where are we at with the writing vibe? Okay, so what do we have next? I think what I will highlight for the next thing, let's highlight the Discord. If you are not already a Right Now Discord member, let's go Right Now Discord. If you are not already a Right Now Discord member, come join the Right Now Discord. The community is pretty active. I actually just did a couple updates to the Discord before the stream. I'll do an announcement a little later on after my next round of meetings. But come join the Discord. The Discord's super active. If you want to continue the conversation and want to be able to chat outside of the stream, we have writing, we have like general writing channels, we have motivation channels, we have places for you to post your work, get feedback, articles, games. We're really building on that vibe of having areas where you can connect with writers in the community. So come join the Discord. I'll drop the Discord link down in the chat. It's also down in the YouTube description as well, but make sure to come join us because the Discord is bomb.com. Always a fun time over on the Right Now Discord. So always a great place to connect outside of the streams if you want to chat with all the other writers. So excellent. And let's see. All right. And do all the research, no more dinosaurs. Let's see. There are a lot of wonderful people in the Discord. Yes, Jenny, there absolutely are a lot of wonderful people. Highly recommend. Thank you so much. We actually have some really great vibes in there. I love. I always recommend when people want to like shout something out. We have some really good sections for advertising in the Discord as well. Yeah, I was like, yep. We have some great. I love our meme channel in the Discord. Who doesn't love writing memes? All right, my friend. So let's get into this next round of editing. Let's see. Let's go 35. Awesome. So we're going to up it. We're going to finish off our next third writing sprint strong. We're going to go 35 minutes. I believe in us. I'm going to finish this chapter. I'm going to finish this chapter if it's the last thing I do. All right. So whether you are brainstorming, writing, or editing, that is all. Oh, I was like, I got to do this. There we go. Whether you are brainstorming, writing, or editing, that's all part of the vibe. We're going to get some writing in, finish off strong. So come join us because it's time to write now. That's a lot. All right, and that is the time. That is the time. So we were able to get in some solid writing and make some awesome progress. I know I was really happy with how that turned out on my writing sprint. I was able to finish up the chapter finally, a little longer than I would have liked, but what are you going to do? So thank you all for joining me today. It's been a great time sprinting. I know I was able to get I got in roughly like 1,000 words, give or take. So I did pretty good on my part. I ended off the chapter, but I feel like it was a little longer than I thought. So as we approach creative writing on the morrow, I'll be back tomorrow. Let's see, what is my schedule tomorrow? So I will, if you want to come join in for more writing streams, I'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place, 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern, for another writing motivation stream. And then I will also be joining Bobby Guy-Gone Writer over on his channel later in the evening after the stream. So we're going to be getting a lot of writing in tomorrow. We are definitely going to be getting in a lot of writing tomorrow because we need all the time we can get, my friends. Tomorrow, we'll be getting in multiple writing sprints. So stoked. But that aligns with our goals of trying to, for me, getting through 70,000 words. So we'll see. We'll see if that's possible. And don't forget, if you enjoyed the stream, tap that like button on your way out. Help us show the algorithm that writing streams are cool. Thank you so much for joining me today, friends. What a great way to start out the Monday. And if you want to keep the conversation going, go hop in the Discord. Everyone's super active there. And that's what I got. But unfortunately, that brings us to the end of the stream. Don't forget, words are wind, but stories are forever. I'm Kaufman, and I'll catch you on the morrow. Stay creative, writers. What does creative writing mean to you? I'm Kaufman, and I'm on a mission to connect with every creative writer in the world. But I need your help. The world is constantly changing, which is why it's our duty. No, it's our responsibility to inspire creativity. My creative writing tips, tricks, and strategies are going to help you become a better writer, so that way you can beat procrastination. Do you have a story that you're dying to tell, but you don't know what to do next? I can actually help you craft a story today.